How mountains are formed, the explanation that makes your life easier. So first of all, I just want to say that mountains have been around for millions of years. And one would think that mountains have been around forever, and because there's rain falling from the sky constantly that sometimes has acidic properties in it, how come it doesn't just melt all the mountains away and we just have flat, barren land? And this process that is responsible is known as plate tectonics. So, plate tectonics is just a simple theory that the Earth is made up of many plates, and these plates are constantly being created and destroyed. Well, that's my simple spin on what plate tectonics is. And the way in which these plates interact with each other is very different. And because of their different relationships with one another, different forms of structures are created and destroyed. So there are many different types of mountains, and even though I have 4 in the picture, there are 5 that I speak of in this video. And I just want to keep it very short and simple, just so that you guys can have a general idea of the different types, and I can elaborate on them if needed. And yeah, that's just basically what I was speaking of earlier. The 5 main types of mountains that I will be speaking of in this video are fold, fault block, dome, volcanic, and plateau mountains. So the first mountain that I'd like to speak of is a fold mountain. Just to give you an idea, the Rocky Mountains are types of fold mountains. And fold mountains occur when folding occurs amongst the top layers of the upper part of the Earth's crust. So it's kind of like when you have your shoe and you push it against the carpet and it starts to cause these wrinkles or waves in the carpet. That's basically what happens with the Earth's crust. Typically, this does happen at convergent boundaries where continents have collided. Typically, and the reason why it's continents, just to give you an idea, is because you see, the Earth has 2 main types of plates. One are oceanic plates and the other are continental plates. Oceanic plates tend to have a denser, so they're heavier because they're more dense. So what they'll do is they'll subduct, meaning they'll go underneath the continental plate, and this results in volcanoes. Okay, so the second type of a mountain is known as a fault block mountain. This typically occurs when faults or cracks in the Earth's crust force some areas up and some areas down. So going back to this diagram right here, the plate that typically, I would say, either stays in the same spot or shifts downwards is known as the graben, and I would assume this is where the valley would form, and the horst is where you have this. So this is the graben, and this is the horst. Let's say you have a bubble, and it's underneath a piece of saran wrap, and it's trying to escape. It would form a little hump, which is basically what a dome mountain is. It's basically just formed by volcanism. It looks like a boil in the Earth's crust, so it's just like that. Volcanic mountains are just formed when magma is attempting to penetrate the surface and it succeeds. And what ends up coming out is lava, as when magma is outside, when it's an external environment, it is called lava. So the lava starts flowing and flowing, and as the lava cools, right here, this is lava flowing down, it begins to form on top of each other, right? Like that. And that forms the mountain. And this is Mount Fuji with the snow on top. And typically when a volcano has a slower rate of magma cooling, it tends to span out further further out. Just because it takes longer, so it's spreading its surface area that it's cooling over. Is the last type of mountain that I'd like to talk about is a plateau mountain, and these are. Hold on, I'll get out my pen again. Yeah. These things right here are called plateaus. These flat lines. And right here, shouldn't have used white like an idiot. It's red. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, so they're really simply carved out by water glacial erosion. If you think of like the Grand Canyon, for example, which was carved out by the Colorado River, that's a really good example. Or sometimes an upwelling of a magma chamber similar to Fault Block Mountain. I'd like to thank you so much for your time. And I know that it's just the beginning and I have a lot to work on. And if there are any questions or comments that you have, leave it in the comment section below and I will be happy to answer them.